In this video, we'll go over how to find demographics and psychographics of consumers of a particular brand. We'll be using MRI-Simmons, and we'll be using their new Catalyst tool. If you are in their 1.0 version, which looks like this, it has a blue toolbar at the top. You'll want to click on Launch 2.0 in the top right corner, and that will take you to the 2.0 version, also called Catalyst. So in here, we need to create something called Crosstab. In the top right, click on Add New, and then click on Crosstab 2.0. And this is their composer view. So in this view, we'll be telling Simmons what kind of data we want to see, and then we'll get the actual data on a different page. You need to check what kind of study you are using. So Simmons conducts these different surveys with Americans, usually adults. And we want to use the latest MRI-Simmons USA study. So I'm going to click on MRI-Simmons USA and click on 2021 Fall MRI-Simmons USA, which is the latest data set I have access to. Now we want to build our target audience. In this example, I'll be using people who eat M&Ms. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to scroll down or rather scroll up and go to the candy, sweets, and snacks category. I'm going to look at candy individual king size packages. I'm going to click on brand and look for M&Ms. I'm going to click on M&M's milk chocolate and click and drag it over to columns. So that is our target audience. Now we want to put in rows some of the different questions to help us understand the target audience better. So I'm going to go to demographics folder and look at the respondent. And some things I might want to add are the age summary. Age has different kind of age breakouts and brackets, and age summary condenses those a little bit more. So I'm going to select some of these age brackets and click and drag them over to the rows. Maybe I also want to select different employment status. Maybe want to look at marital status. Maybe race. And degrees. And now I'm going to click on Run Report. So this is our results. A few things to note on the left-hand side are all those demographic questions we added. Study universe is just the general population who took the survey. And our target audience is over on the right-hand side. There are a lot of numbers here, but the ones you want to focus on is the index. You can sort the index by clicking on these three dots in the top right of our target audiences box, and then click on sort, scroll down to index, hover over there, and we'll like to see it from larger to smaller, largest indice to smallest indice. So the index means the likelihood of a target to meet a specified criteria. So in this case, our specified criteria is these different demographics. You want to look for an index of 110 and above, which means your target audience is more likely to kind of meet these demographic characteristics than the average American. You also generally want to try to avoid indices with an asterisk, which means the data is unstable. There wasn't enough respondents to really develop an estimate or extrapolate the survey results to the entire population. This data set happens to only have 3 demographics that have an indice over 110. The first one is their race is American Indian or Alaska Native, and their index is 115. People who are 35 to 44 have a high likelihood of eating milk chocolate M&Ms with an index of 113. And people who are engaged also have a high likelihood of eating milk chocolate M&Ms with an index of 113. The way you might report the indices is say the demographic, like age 35 to 44, and then put the index in parentheses. You can download this data and save it. In the top right corner above where the target audience is, click on the 3 dots, click on export, and you want to save probably an Excel file as well as an SPC file. An SPC file is a special file for Simmons. So if you come back into Simmons or Catalyst, you can upload your SPC file and you'll be kind of brought to this page. You don't have to start from scratch. You can also give your report a title. In this case, I'll say M&M's example and click on save. So if we want to add our psychographics, we'll go back to the composer. We'll keep our target audience the same, but we wanted to clear out the rows. So click on this checkbox next to rows, and then click on the trash can to delete all the rows. Psychographics are located in a folder called Psychographics. I'm going to scroll down and click on Psychographics. Here we have different attitudes or segments towards different things. Since M&M's is a food product, I want to look at food attitudes. I'm going to click on food attitudes. I like to look at the any agree, which will include people who answered they agree completely or agree somewhat to the questions on the survey. So I select any agree, and then I want to include all of these different questions. I'm going to click and drag that over to the rows. I would also like to include general attitudes. So click on general attitudes, click on any agree, click on all the questions, and then click and drag it over to the rows. Then I'm going to click on run report. The indices are already organized from biggest to smallest. Here we can see people who say they frequently eat sweets, have a high indice or high likelihood of eating milk chocolate M&Ms with an index of 128. You may want to download this spreadsheet as well. So again, in the top right corner, click on the 3 dots, click on export, and save your SPC and Excel file. So that's a basic overview of how to find demographics and psychographics for particular brands. If you have further questions, please reach out to a librarian and we're happy to help you troubleshoot and get you started.